Good day everyone, and welcome to UK Coupon Key paper preview video for week 1 2024, this beautiful Monday afternoon, the first day of July 2024. In the course of this paper review video, we'll be taking you through the three major journals which we use on this platform, which is the Right On Football Fixture, Special Advanced Fixture, and the Pools Telegraph. We have a banker draw and a pair lined up for us. The banker is number 9, while we have the pair as number 12 and 17. The proof to these two games is coming from our Right On Football Fixture. Before I dive deep into that, welcome on board, where I will show you something which you can take as food of thought for this particular video recording. This is your Right On Football Fixture for week 51 2024. We have in the Super Pair column 18 and 19. Take specific note of this number 19. I'll be showing you where it is transferred to, and you see what transpired for this week 51 2024. That number 19 was transferred to the game 1 of our compiler X selection column, and number 30 picked a draw at the game 2. So the right hand side of the super pair was transferred to the game 1 of our compiler X selection column, and game 2 picked a draw. Now let's see with 52 and try to see what also happened for that week. I made mention of this last weekend where I gave us number 9, but I made a mistake, and that mistake I will be showing us what happened. For this week now, we have number 19 in game 1. If you watch the game 3 now, it was 29, which means it was being sandwiched by family of 9, sandwiched the number 30, and that became a draw for us. So let's see with 52 now and see what transpired. So for 52, we have 21 and 22 in the super pair column. Take note of the number 22, which is the right hand side. We'll be seeing where it was transferred to in our compiler X selection column for 52 2024. This time around, that repeated game now was taken to the game 2 of our compiler X selection column. And I was thinking, because it brought it to game 1 and game 2 drew in week 51, therefore in week 52, hence it brought it to game 2, I picked the game 1 to be the draw. Now somebody hinted something to me after the result. So he said, look at it now, we have 9 and number 19 in the game 1 and 3. So now the family of 9 again sandwiched the number 22, which is the even number, at the middle to give a draw. And that's exactly what happened. So I mispicked most of my games for last week, where I was taking number 9. It was supposed to be number 22. So I made a very big mistake for last week. And the other pair again was 38 and 48, where I showed us number 38 as the draw, but 48 ended up to be the draw as it were. So now, this same repetition is happening again this week 1. So I'll be showing us, so that we'll now see how the game 1 and 2 is expected to give us another draw for this week 1 2024. So let's see that of this week now. So here we are for this week 1 now 2024. Looking at our Right On Football Fixture, we have at the bottom section now the Sunday matches is lined up out there for us, where we have number 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 19, 20, and so on and so forth as the Sunday matches for this week. And remember, the date of play for the matches are the 6th and 7th of July 2024. Now quickly brings us to looking at our Right On Football Fixture now. The front page, we have on the left hand side the 1 to 49 matches of the coupon fixture right there for us, while on the right hand side, this is the column we usually use for our forecast. We have the compiler's final 4 column with number 40, 13, 29, and 24 in that spot, while we have the compiler X verdict column. We have 10 games in that slot there. Above that is the super pair with number 31 and 32. And you can see this number 32 now is being repeated from the right hand side of the super pair to the game 9 of our compiler X verdict column. And that particular sequence is potent. It's giving us something which we may be bringing up in our subsequent video, or in this video as it were. And looking at our fortune box, which is above the super pair, we have number 21, and that game is also being repeated to the game 4 of our compiler X verdict column. And let me chip in something which is very viable, and we need to take to heart this particular sequence. You have on game 10 number 1, and that number 1 is your week number. So whenever your week number appears at the game 10 of your compiler X verdict column, that's a very viable sequence. Above the fortune box now, we have the 3 best draws column, where we have number 3, 11, and 21. So we see some other repetition here. the number 21, which is box 3 for our 3 best draw, is being repeated to the fortune box as well. So those are some of the repetition which takes place on this paper, which we'll be looking at critically in our subsequent video. So now let's head straight to what I was saying before now. Take note of our super penna, which is 31 and 32. Now, take note specifically of this number 31 because it's being repeated to the compiler X selection column. So that number 31 came to land at the game 1 of our compiler X selection column. See how these games are being repeated. And if you take a look at this number 31 now, the team there is Melbourne V. And for last week, we had on number 22, which was in game 2 of our compiler X selection column, it was Melbourne C versus Melbourne V. That game drew. Now they've taken that Melbourne V now, which is at home, to the game 1 of our compiler X selection column. So we are looking at this game critically now, which is 31 and 26, as for one draw for this particular week. But we've not been able to say we've not been able to separate the pair up to this point now. So if you can separate it, fine and good. But it's a trial anyway, which is 26, 31, and 32. That's a very viable trial. So we don't know the direction they will be taking these games to. So that is one thing I want to chip into us. So take this as a secret extra tip on this particular video recording, because I don't have the usual cannot draw to give us. I'm just showing us something this particular journal have been doing for the past 3 weeks now. So we're looking at this game as a very viable draw. And taking a look at the game 1 and 2, we have Melbourne Victory and Moreland C. So it's both letter M beginning the two teams there. That also in itself is something. So think that is much I can say about that particular outcome there. That brings us to looking at the top tips, top spot now of our right-hand football fixture column. We have the compiler X selection column, where we have game 1 to 21 being forecasted in that place. That brings us to looking at the back page of this journal now, so we can round up the right-hand football fixture section for this video recording. Back page of our right-hand football fixture for this week, we have the overseas Pools compiler draw statistics column, where we have alphabet A to P, and below the alphabet we have trials in those sections there. We have number 33 as the key column. And remember, I always tell us that this particular position hardly gives a draw. I don't think it has given a draw for this Australia season now, so it might give a draw maybe 1 or 2 before the season ends, but so far so good. I don't think there's been a draw in that spot. Last week we had number 21 in that spot and did not pick a draw for us, while we have the expert final pair as 18 and 19. And remember, this is a brown coupon week. Whenever in a brown coupon week we have family series of 8 at the first spot of our expert final pair column, that in itself is a very viable sequence which we may be bringing up to speed to us here on this platform. And having said that, now let me just roll in some facts which we need to take note of. Like I did promise before, now week 2 we have a very formidable pair to present to us. That's an every 40 weeks pair which will be coming up in week 2, while week 4 also we have another very viable pair. And the English season begins in week 6 honestly, while the Premiership will be coming on in week 7. So take note of that. We are drawing very close to the forthcoming season as it were now. With that being said, I think we have to now visit our first sequence. Let's check out how number 9 is a banker draw for this week. And the proof to that is coming from our right-hand football fixture. This is our right-hand football fixture for week 2, 2022. This is the first reference we are taking for the proof to number 9 being a banker draw for us. And how does the sequence operate? You come to your compiler X verdict column, game 10. You have the family, the week number at this spot. For this week, we have number 2 at that spot. Therefore, if that happens on a draw and field basis, you mark by number 9. So for this week now, we have number 9 in game 2, and that did pick a draw for us. So the next time this sequence comes on board, we don't expect number 9 to draw. So now let's check week 6, 2022, which is 4 weeks from this particular week, which I've just shown to us now. So here we are for the week. Take a look at your game 10 of your compiler X verdict column. Now we have number 6 in that spot, and therefore we pick number 9 now. Number 9 was dished on number 7, and that game did not pick a draw for week 6, 2022. So the next time this sequence comes on board now, we will mark it by number 9 as a banker draw. Now let's see week 20, 2022. For week 20, 2022, if you look at your game 10 of your compiler X verdict column, we have number 20 in that spot. Therefore, we'll check for number 9. I think that was found in our game 1 of our compiler X verdict column, and it was marked as a draw. So the next time the sequence comes on board now, we don't expect to mark number 9 as a draw. Let's see week 6, 2023, which is this current season we are in. Taking a look at that week now, we have on game 10, number 6, and that is the week number. And if you go check your result for week 6, 2023, number 9 did not pick a draw. Hence, it failed the last time he came on board. So we're expecting to give a draw this week now, week 1, 2024. Because if you look at the game 10 of your compiler X verdict column now, we have number 1 in that spot. Therefore, we're expecting the digits on number 9 now to give us a draw for this week. Hence, we have the week number at the game 10 of our compiler X verdict column. On number 9 now, from our NSW Division 1, we have the match between Bonnie Rig W and Makator R. So that is the team on number 9 for this particular week. I think with that, we have come to conclude the first sequence now, which we have seen. And we showed you a trial which we expect you to work on if you're able to pick out the draw. We're not separating that for you this week, which we showed you as the first game from our right-on football fixture. Let's see now the special advanced fixture and the Pools Telegraph, so we can wind this video down very fast with the pair of number 12 pairing number 17 to come from with the proof from our right-on football fixture. Stay tuned to that. To watch the video to this point, click on that like button now. That helps to push out the video out there for others to also be able to see it. And in case you're not subscribed to this platform now, or you're seeing a video for the very first time, click on the subscribe button, which is below the video you're watching, so you can get subscribed to the platform and see more of this type of video and bring them your way. We usually do 3 videos weekly. This is the first one we're doing now. By midweek, we'll be bringing up another one, which is the main video recording, and the third video will be coming up at the end of the week, which we call the extra corner video. And we expect you to choose a particular video you want to make us do for that particular video now, where we'll give you 5 options. Option number 1 is if you want us to do the one backer draw video. Option number 2 is the pair video. Option number 3 for the NAV video. Option number 4, if you want us to do the winning line video, you can make that your choice. And the 5th, which is the last but not the least option, if you want us to make the 5 dead game video, you can choose any of these. Place your comment in the comment section, read it up, collect your suggestion, and make a particular video which comes up at the end of the week, and we'll call it the extra corner video. Help us to share this video via social media handle to other platforms that other person will get to see us and know about us. And doing all of this is for free. You get subscribed, you don't pay them, so get subscribed now so you can enjoy more of this type of video. I'll bring them your way. This that we're looking right here in front of us is our special advanced fixture for week 1, 2024. We'll be dwelling more on the expert trial column, the high score quiz column, and the easy column. That is likely the powerhouse of this journal. Looking at those areas now, we have on the game 1 of our expert trial column number 7, and it's been repeated to the box 3 of our high score quiz. And if you look at the box 1, 2, and 3 of our high score quiz, they are all unit numbers. If you add them together, that gives you 16. So we may be talking about that also in our subsequent video. When you add them up and they give you 16, if they are unit number, that could tell you something as well. Also, the game box 9 now of our high score quiz is number 36. That game is being repeated to the game 4 of our easy column. That particular match, I fancy that match a lot. That's Olympic K versus Pet RS. That's a very viable match, which I'm looking likely to give us a draw. That number 36. I fancy that match a lot. And we also have some other repetition now. The box 1, box 4, and box 7. They've been repeated to the games 1, game 2, and games 3 of our easy column. So we may be visiting all of that in our subsequent video. Let's quickly rush through now our Pools Telegraph, where we also have some other fancy things to show us from that particular journal, which we may be looking at critically to give us games in the time to come. This is the bottom front page of our Pools Telegraph for week 1, 2024. Truth be told, this Australia season has been very tough on each and every one of us, and we're doing our best to also see how we can alleviate the sufferings, but it's not been very easy at all. We do pray to see the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were, and we also hope that the forthcoming English season will be easier than the previous one, and this was particular Australia season that we are country now. Looking at the front page now, the bottom section, we have the top tips column, where we have on game 1, 35, and on game 2, we have number 11. And that scenario now is a big before small scenario right there for us. because 35 is bigger than 11. And also looking at the 2x and xb column, we have family series there, which is a family series of 0. We have number 10 and 20 in that spot. So that's another very viable pair which we may be looking at in our subsequent video and showing us when it did occur, what transpired. We may be bringing that one up as well. Let's see some other areas from our Pools Telegraph as it were. Areas worthy of note in our Pools Telegraph. Looking at this page 2, we have the A7 for heaven column, where we have the week number, which is number 1 now, appearing at the game 1 of our 3 homes. So that in itself is also a sequence which we may be looking at, because when the week number appears at this column, any position of this column, that is a sequence we also have that we may be bringing up in our subsequent video for us to enjoy. Page of our Pools Telegraph, we have the cartoon column at the bottom mid section, while on the right hand side, bottom right hand side, we have the correct column with number 28 pairing number 12. At the bottom left hand side corner, we have the good tidings, good luck corner with number 38 pairing number 27. So this is the much we can actually take from our Pools Telegraph. We've seen the 3 papers now and the areas where we'll be working on to show us some fantastic sequences from these papers. In case you have these journals, you can go look them up, look the areas which we've highlighted to you, and see what you can make of those sequences before we come your way with the mind-blowing proof that we also have from our end. That brings us to looking at the second sequence on this video recording, which is the pair of number 12 pairing 17, which I do hope you will enjoy. And if you like these games, stick on them. At the end of the day, you make some cool money come weekend. So that Monday, we'll have things to actually talk about as well. This is our right turn for week 40, 20, 23. And that's where we're bringing our first reference week from. You look at the game 1 of your Group A, which is the first yellow patch on this spot, where we have 3 of them. We have number 15 as the first game of our Group A, and that game will be repeated to the middle of our 3 best draws column. If that repetition happens, therefore, you come to your compiler X verdict column, where we have game 1 and 2. That 2 games there will not fail, but to give us 1 draw. As you can see, for week 40, 2023, we had 20 and 25 in that spot, and both were marked as 2 draws. Before this reference which I give now, we have 2 others before this, and we'll be heading straight down with the ones we have to the next one now, which is week 1, 2023. So now let's see what happened in that particular week. But unfortunately, that some of the sequences which we'll be using in the time past to make some cool money have been failing woefully this season. But we won't relent, and we don't expect you to relent as well. Let's keep our fingers crossed and keep pushing. One of these days we'll be able to hit it and hit it real good. So looking at week 1 now, 2023, we have the first game as number 24 of our Group A, and it's been repeated to the middle of our 3 best draws. When that happens now, we'll check our compiler X verdict column, where we have number 9 and 14, and that forms a pair for which number 9 was marked as a draw. So each time this sequence comes aboard, you take your game 1 and 2 of your compiler X verdict column as a very formidable pair to give us 1 or 2 draws. We've seen it play 2, we've seen it play 1, like it did for this week 1 now. The next reference week now is week 31, 2024. That is this current season, which is winding down right before our eyes. This old season is winding down, the new one is fast approaching. That's why we're asking you to secure yourself and get prepared for the new season by getting subscribed to our paid platform here on YouTube, which you can use the channel membership, or you can use the super thanks or super chat to get close to us. That will make you to get more benefit from us, and also you get more benefit from YouTube as it were. We also have the paid platform on WhatsApp, which is the VIP group, and the OnlyFans. Those are on WhatsApp, and if you subscribe to those now, you are securing your future for this forthcoming season, so you can be able to win good games as it were. Go ask those who are there. They've made some cool fortune from our sources. We don't come here to brag, we don't come here to tell you much about what happens. We just flash some of the events as they happen or after they have happened. But if you're in those groups, you get to benefit from it as it is happening. You won't be told the stories. So you can use those opportunities now to prepare yourself for the forthcoming season. Looking at now our week 31 for week 2024, we have number 25 in our game 1 of our Group A, and it's been repeated to the middle section of our 3 best draws. Therefore, looking at the game 1 and 2 of our compiler X verdict column, we have number 45 and 36 in that spot, and number 36 was marked as the draw for week 31, 2024. So you've seen that this particular sequence is very viable, very formidable. We hope it pulls through, that it doesn't feel like the other ones which have failed us, so we can actually smile come Monday. Click on that like button. That helps push the video out there for us to see. I will expect to get subscribed to this platform, just in case you're not subscribed yet or you've seen our video for the very first time. Also push the video out there through your social media handles to other platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Telegram and the rest of them, so that other person can get to know about us, so that they too can benefit all that we do here, which is basically free of charge. You get to subscribe, you don't pay them, so get subscribed now and enjoy more of this type of video while I bring you the next reference week now, which is week 1, 2024. Comes for the week, we have number 11 as the game one of our Group A, and it's been repeated to the midsection of our 3 best draws. That's why we're telling you that the game 1 and 2 of our compiler X verdict column, which is 17 and 12, we expect those 2 games to give us 1 or 2 draws. We've seen it play 2, it can play 1, it can play 2. On number 12, we have from our NSW Division 1, the match between Dunbar Arrow and Inter Lions. While number 17 from our Queensland Premier Division, we have Brinsbury Rovers hosting Gold Coast Kings or Gold Coast Knights. Don't know which it is. Gold Coast K. Let's put it out like that. We have Brinsbury Arrow hosting Gold Coast K. That's on number 17. So that's what I'm telling you, that number 12 and 17 is a pair. Why number 9 is our direct banker, which we've given the proof to. While we see 26, 31 and 32 as for 1 or 2 draws for this week, which is a trial I showed you at the beginning of this video from our Right On Football fixture. To the conclusion of the video recording, this is the video which we expect to put us in winning ways, and hope the games push through as predicted, so we can actually win some money. We've been losing a lot this time around, but hope to bounce back to winning ways. God helping us, we'll be able to achieve that. We have 2 more videos coming up, so stay tuned to all of those, which will be bringing more information our way as we have them, and we expect us to be in winning ways at the end of the day. Don't forget to choose a particular video you want to make us do as the extra corner video. Place it in the comment section, we'll read it up and collect your suggestion as it were, and also tell us how you feel about our presentation to help us improve on the services which we render to you guys out here. Talking about rendering service, all the things we do here are for free. You getting subscribed is free, so why not click on that subscribe button, and just in case you're not subscribed yet or you've seen our video for the very first time, I expect you to also push this video out there to other social media platforms that other persons will get to know about us and benefit all that we do here, which is basically free of charge. And if you've been able to watch the video from the beginning to this time, I want to sincerely thank you, and I thank all of those who are helping to push the video out there. Keep watching our videos. We hope sooner than later we'll begin to win and make some cool money at the end of the day. Thank you very much, and see you in our next video.